Welcome to your October and November labor market update for the 23 counties of Southwest Minnesota. My name is Cameron Mott, and I am the Regional Analysis and Outreach Manager for DEED. With the release of DEED's second quarter 2021 job vacancy survey, we dig into the details on hiring demand in Southwest. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to check our website and reach out to our team for more information. Job openings in Minnesota soared to a record high in the second quarter of 2021 as demand for workers greatly outpaced hiring. As the state's economy continues to recover from the pandemic recession, employers in Minnesota reported more than 205,000 vacancies as they struggled to fill open jobs. This was an 84% increase compared to the second quarter of 2020 and a 40% increase compared to the second quarter of 2019 prior to the pandemic. The number was up nearly 95,000 vacancies compared to last summer, during the outset of the pandemic. It was also up nearly 80,000 vacancies compared to the fourth quarter of 2020. These 205,700 vacancies translate into a job vacancy rate of 8%, or 8 job openings per 100 filled jobs. This is the highest rate on record and is double from 4% 1 year ago. Statewide, there were 0.6 unemployed persons for each vacancy, meaning that there were nearly twice as many open positions as unemployed individuals in Minnesota. After a short reversal during the peak of the pandemic recession in summer 2020, when there were 2.7 job seekers for each vacancy as unemployment spiked and employers paused hiring activity, this is back to pre-pandemic levels when the state experienced 3 straight years of less than 1 job seeker for every vacancy. In Southwest Minnesota, employers reported just over 12,100 vacancies in the second quarter of 2021. That was up more than 5,000 compared to 2020, a 74% increase. While that is significant growth, among the 6 planning regions in the state, that was the smallest numeric and second slowest percentage increase over the year. While the state and several regions set new record highs, the number in Southwest was the 3rd highest on record, behind both the second quarter of 2018 and 2019. As we've previously reported in these economic update videos, Southwest saw a smaller decline than other regions, but has also seen a slower recovery. Still, with 12,116 vacancies, the region had less than 1 job seeker per vacancy, dropping back to pre-pandemic levels. Employers were struggling to find workers prior to the pandemic, but things seem to have gotten more difficult as the economy recovers, but the labor force doesn't. It's a very different scenario than the last recession, when there were more than 3 workers for every vacancy, and it took several years for job vacancies to bounce back to pre-recession levels. Demand was spread across several industries in Southwest Minnesota. The largest number of vacancies in the region were found in retail trade, with nearly 2,600 vacancies. That was more than double compared to the second quarter of 2020, when demand slowed due to the outset of the pandemic. Median wage offers were still relatively low at $12.74, and 42% of jobs were part-time, but had low barriers to entry. Demand remained high in healthcare and social assistance, with 2,259 vacancies at hospitals, clinics, and nursing and residential care facilities across the region. Wage offers hung around $15.40 per hour, showing more demand for lower-level occupations like personal and home care aides, nursing assistants, medical assistants, RNs and LPNs, as well as culinary, office, and building and maintenance occupations. The industry hit hardest last year. Accommodation and food services bounced back this summer with more than 1,600 vacancies, a 70% increase over the year. However, wage offers remain low, and many of the jobs are part-time and do not offer health care benefits. Manufacturing is once again the largest employing industry in the region, accounting for nearly 18% of total jobs. After dropping last summer, vacancies more than tripled in the region to nearly 1,200 in the second quarter of 2021. This includes openings for supervisors, metal and plastic workers, and food processing workers. The region also has a lot of openings in public administration, which includes city, county, and state government, Educational services, primarily at elementary and secondary schools, with demand especially high for teachers and substitutes, and other services, which includes repair and maintenance, hair salons, and civic and social organizations. Demand also picked up for transportation and warehousing, with nearly 500 vacancies and rapidly rising wage offers. At the occupational level, demand was highest for food prep and serving workers, which was up over 75% from 2020. Strangely, wage offers actually decreased slightly, but mostly because of an increase in demand for the lowest paying jobs, like waiters and waitresses, bartenders, and dishwashers, compared to last summer. But the fastest increase was shown for healthcare support and healthcare practitioner occupations. Many of these jobs are part-time, with wage offers and healthcare benefits more likely to be offered to the higher skilled openings, including RNs, LPNs, medical and clinical laboratory technicians, and physicians. The region also showed high demand for veterinarians to support the agriculture industry. Sales and related occupations also saw an increase over the year, with demand returning for cashiers and retail salespersons. Wage offers were low, and about 1/3 of the jobs were part-time. As noted, there was a big boost in demand for transportation and material moving workers, especially delivery drivers, heavy and tractor-trailer truck drivers, and stockers and order fillers. Finally, production occupations more than tripled over the year as manufacturers looked for workers to fill openings on plant floors. Most businesses in Southwest Minnesota are small businesses, and they are showing the most hiring demand right now. Small businesses accounted for 1/5 total openings, and perhaps surprisingly had the highest wage offers. In contrast, medium-sized employers with 10 to 49 employees had the most openings but offered the lowest wages. This is where a lot of restaurants, retail stores, and other services fall. They are more likely to have part-time openings and are less likely to offer healthcare benefits. Finally, large businesses offered about 12% of total openings, but also provided higher wages and were the most likely to offer healthcare benefits. All of these businesses are competing with each other for a limited labor pool, and wages, benefits, flexible schedules, and other factors can make them more or less attractive to job seekers. Looking at a more detailed level, here are the occupations with the most vacancies in Southwest Minnesota. The good news is that for job seekers looking to get hired right now, most of these openings can be started with a high school diploma or less, plus some on-the-job training. There were more than 500 vacancies for waiters and waitresses, a strong bounce back from last summer. Demand remains high for first-line supervisors of retail sales workers, cashiers, and retail salespersons, as well as stockers and order fillers. Demand surged for heavy and tractor-trailer truck drivers, which now offer wages near $30 per hour to help move products to market. As restaurants try to staff back up, there are lots of openings for food prep workers and first-line food service supervisors. Finally, demand remains high for registered nurses, which offer wages of $28.85 at the median as hospitals and long-term care facilities struggle to keep fully staffed. Near $30 per hour. Employers will need to think creatively about how to attract and retain talented workers. This can include assessing business needs and developing workforce strategies, as well as reaching out to new worker populations that may have been overlooked in the past. For more information about employment trends in Southwest Minnesota, contact labor market analyst Luke Greiner at 320-308-5378 or Mark Schultz at 507-205-6068 or reach out to your local CareerForce location. Thanks very much and have a great month.